Hello everyone, this is Simple Math for you and our lesson today is Absolute Value Functions Part 1. أهلا بكم في قناتكم Simple Math for you ودرسنا اليوم هو دالة القيمة المطلقة الجزء الأول. How to graph absolute value functions. First, let's remember what is the absolute value. We remember that absolute value of any value is 0 or positive. Absolute value of 0 is 0. Absolute value of -1 is 1. And absolute value of 1 is 1. So the absolute value is always greater than or equal to 0. If we try to graph this absolute value, let's make a table. This is x and this is y. We will take a couple of points, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. If you assume that absolute value is your y, so absolute value of -2 is 2. Absolute value of -1 is 1. Absolute value of 0 is 0. Absolute value of 1 is 1. Absolute value of 2 is 2. So if you want to graph it, -2 is paired with 2, -1 with 1, 0 with 0, 1 with 1, and 2 with 2. As you can see, it will look like V shape. And simply, if you use any graphing software, you will have this shape, absolute value function. It is always V shape, and this 0, 0 is called the vertex. The vertex of the absolute value function is always either the lowest point or the highest point. So it can look like V opens up. So in this case, this is the vertex and it is the lowest. Or it can be upside down, but also V shape. And this will be your highest point. Now, any function includes the absolute value will refer to the parent function f of x is equal to absolute value of x. So it can be defined in two pieces. The first piece has positive slope and it is equal to just x, and this is when x is more than or equal to 0, this part. The other part is the positive slope, -1, and it will be -x when x is less than 0. So it is always keeping the V shape. What is our domain? We agreed that the domain is all values of x that can be used. Since we can put any value in x here instead of x, then our domain is all real numbers. We can put here positive number, negative number, 0. So our domain is all real numbers. But what is the range? The range is all the values المدى يعني المجال كل الفاليوز اللي في اكسل تقدر تستخدمها. تقدر تستخدم اعداد موجبه واعداد سالبه وزيرو وصفر، ولكن الرينج المدى انت شو الفاليوز اللي استخدمتها، ما هي القيم اللي استخدمت. The values of y that were used are only this part for this graph. So it will be all values of y that are more than or equal to 0. القيم اللي هي الواي، لأنه هذا الواي عندك، كل القيم اللي هي أعلى من الصفر، الموجبة والصفر. So that's why it is all non-negative real numbers, or we can say y more than or equal to 0. Or you can say f of x more than or equal to 0. الأعداد الموجبة والصفر. إذا القيمة المطلقة دائما شكلها v، حرف ال v opens up، تفتح إلى الأعلى. هذا البيرنت فانكشن الأصلي. هلا كان this be upside down or moving left to right، كان يتحرك يمين ويسار، طبعا حسب الترانسفورميشن أو التحولات اللي ممكن يعني تطرأ عليه بسبب الزيادة أو النقصان. We will apply all the techniques that we have used before. يعني here we studied before translation اللي هو الإزاحة sliding left or right. We studied before درسنا ما بين القوسين between brackets. It can move left or right، يتحرك يمين أو يسار. نفس الشيء في الابسولوت value نعتبرها bracket، kind of bracket. And now here we have inside the group, inside the bracket, plus 1. So this is translation to the left, and that means it is horizontal translation, 1 unit left. Here we have minus 2. That means it is moving to the right 2 units. Now, this is also adding to the absolute value, adding to a group, to non-grouped. It's outside the group. It's added but outside the group, برا المجموعة مش في الداخل. So that means it will either move up or down, يا فوق يا تحت. بما إنه الأربعة برا البراكت outside, so it will move up vertical رأسي حركة رأسية. It will move 4 units up. While here it is minus 7, so it will move down since it's not in the group, برا الجروب, so it will move 7 units down. Now, what about this? We have 2 translation. عندنا نوعين من الإزاحة. واحدة أفقية إلى اليسار, so this has been moved 1 unit left. And we have this one 6 units down because it's outside the group. Exactly the same techniques that we were using before. Use the graph of the function to write its equation. هلا انت راح تكتب equation. You will write the equation. أول ما تشوف V shape, as soon as you see the V shape, you will write f of x is equal to absolute value x inside. Now, let's remember the original or the parent function. I'll use another color. It was here, over here, and each part has a slope of 1 and -1. And this is very clear. This is slope 1 over 1 means 1. Now, let's see if it has been moved. Yes, it has been moved 2 units to the left. So that means I will put plus 2. It's not moving up or down. ما تحركت لفوق ولا تحت. So we will not add here anything. 0 movement. So I'll leave it as it is. Now let's check the slope of the new shape. This one. How much is the slope? The rise is 1. The run is 1. 1 over 1. الرايز على الرن 1 على 1. So the slope is 1. So it is 1. So I will not put any factor outside. So by the end, you have to write f of x is equal to x plus 2 only. Let's check the other one. We have also V shape. So I will write absolute value of x. No movement left or right, so I will close أسكر. It has been moved down إلى الأسفل 3 units, so I put outside the group 3 minus 3. Find the slope. الميل 1 على 1. 1, take 2 points. It's 1 over 1. So this is 1. So you will not write anything. So it is just x minus 3 absolute value. Let's see here. Here, again, the absolute value originally was here with slope 1 and minus 1 each piece. What happened? It has been moved 1 only, 1 to the left. So I will write f of x is equal to absolute value of x plus 1. This is the horizontal movement. نقطة إلى اليسار. وكم unit للأسفل؟ 1 2 down 1 2 down إلى الأسفل. So I'll put minus 2. Again, find the slope. Take any 2 points. 2 over 2. It's 1. So no need to write anything. This is the final answer. This is the absolute value function. Moving now to part 2, which is dilation. Learn dilation, and the dilation usually means either vertical dilation or horizontal dilation. Vertical or horizontal. The vertical has compression and stretching, And for the horizontal, same thing, compression and stretching. Of course, it will depend on grouped or non-grouped. If it is outside the group, so we will refer to the vertical dilation. If it is inside the group, so it is grouped, so we will refer to the horizontal dilation, either compression or stretching. Depends on what. يعتمد على ايش؟ على الفاكتور اللي هو A, multiplication. إذا dilation comes from multiplication, not addition like the ones before. And it will depend on the number of multiplication. Now here, as we did before, if the number which is A, let's say, more than 1 and outside, then stretching. If it is less than 1 but more than 0, then it is compression. The situation is reversed. ينعكس كل شيء reversed في horizontal. It will be stretched horizontally if A is less than 1, and it is compressed horizontally if A is more than 0, less than 1. Let's apply all these factors here. I have used in purpose the same numbers 3 and 4, 3 over 4 or 4 over 3, in and out to see the difference. Describe the dilation in g of x as it relates to the graph of the parent function. 3 over 4 outside, multiplication outside the group, so it is vertically affecting, vertically. Stretching or compressing, يمتد ولا ينضغط. It's 3 over 4 and 3 over 4 is less than 1 outside, so it is vertically compressed. Here it is outside as well, so it is vertically affecting, but 4 over 3, which is 1 and something more than 1, so it is vertically stretched. While here we are using the same numbers exactly, but inside the group. Look carefully here. 3 over 4 in question 1 was outside the group. We were saying vertically compressed. Now it is inside the group, so it is horizontally. Reverse everything. اعكس كل شيء. 3 over 4 now. It is less than 1 inside, so instead of saying compressed, we will say stretched. Same for this one, 4 over 3, more than 1 inside the group, so it is horizontally affecting, so it is horizontally compressed. Exactly the same rules that we applied for linear function. And with that, we have revised the dilation, waiting for part 2 in the next video. See you later.